Are you posting on Instagram but feeling like no one is seeing your work? Maybe you've tried all the strategies and hacks, but instead of growing your audience, you're just growing more exhausted. If you're a people pleaser, Instagram can hit especially hard. The pressure to show up, perform, and please the algorithm can quietly chip away at your confidence and creative energy. As a graphic designer and illustrator who ran and still runs a product-based business, I relied on Instagram to connect with new customers and nurture current ones. But I found over time it drained me more than it helped me. In this episode, I'll share how stepping away from Instagram revealed some deeper patterns I had not faced, especially around people-pleasing, burnout, and my need for external validation. You'll learn why Instagram might not be the best space for sensitive creators, learn how to recognize when it's doing more harm than good, and that goes for any social media platform, and what to focus on instead to protect your energy and reconnect with your purpose. So go grab your favorite beverage and let's dive in. As a designer, illustrator, and creative entrepreneur, I've had a complicated relationship with Instagram. While it can be a great space for some, it just didn't work for me. And there are a number of reasons why. Sure, maybe I sucked at it. But also, the platform has had massive changes and shifts in focus over the years. And combining that with my own lack of clarity and my people-pleaser mindset, it's just not the space for me. So I'm not here to vilify the platform, nor say that one platform is better or worse than another, as that's not my call, nor my place to judge that for you. I'll simply share my experience so you can bring more awareness to what might work for you. So let's start with the people pleaser mindset. I could say I'm pretty professional at this because I've been a people pleaser my whole life. However, I can now say that I'm officially on the other side of that as I've done some personal healing in regards to people pleasing. And so I am on the road to recovery, if you will. Now, what is people pleaser mindset? It is when you put other people's needs, emotions, expectations, and desires ahead of your own, which often leads to conflict avoidance, perfectionism, overworking, and that all too familiar craving for external validation. And from that can trickle a whole other set of behaviors, thought patterns, and challenges. So speaking from my personal experience, my people-pleasing tendencies got very loud when I was on Instagram. And strangely enough, I don't feel that same pressure on platforms like YouTube. And here's why I think that is. Instagram rewards performance and rapid content creation over authentic expression. Over the years, I've seen the platform shift from being a space for static, visually compelling content to something much more fast-paced in order to keep up with TikTok and their video-first strategies. And I think that's where I started to feel the disconnect. I got caught in this loop of trying to create what the algorithm might like. What's worse is I was trying to please a community I hadn't even met yet, imagining what they'd want to see, instead of asking myself what I wanted to share or how I could serve the community that I was already connected with. This completely pulled me away from my voice, my style, and the kind of connection that I personally truly value. Add in the constant comparison, the polished perfection, the updates, the algorithm changes. It became an emotional minefield. It sucked my time. It ruined my creative inspiration and motivation. So eventually, after taking multiple short breaks, I took a very long one. And during that time, I realized that the problem wasn't just Instagram. The deeper issue was that the platform didn't align with my goals, my values, or the way that I wanted to work and share. I value depth, not speed. And I create best when I'm inspired and intentional, not when I'm pressured to perform or post just for the sake of keeping up. I also value a slower, more personal way to connect with people where I can build and strengthen those relationships more intimately. And that's not to say you can't do that on Instagram. I'm simply saying that I can't do that on Instagram. So I ended up completely removing Instagram posting from my schedule. And honestly, it's been one of the healthiest and best decisions I've made for myself, my mindset, my creativity, and my business. These days, I spend more time building and nurturing my newsletter and YouTube communities where I can share in a way that feels meaningful for me and at a pace that feels sustainable. And since making that switch, I have noticed some positive changes in my mindset, my energy levels, and the overall flow of my business. I've made new connections, welcomed fresh opportunities, and finally have the space to invest more deeply in both personal and professional growth. So, how do you know if any platform is right for you? It starts with checking in on a few key things. Does it align with how you want to share? Does it support the kind of content that you enjoy creating or naturally create? Is it helping you meet your goals, or is it just making you feel behind? Other things to consider that might impact your creativity or mental health. Are you posting more for the algorithm than from the heart? Are you censoring yourself to avoid unfollows or negative feedback? Are you over-editing or second-guessing every piece of content? And is your self-worth rising and falling with your engagement? If any of those resonate, it might be time to rethink how you're using that platform or whether you want to be there at all. And there are other options, ones that prioritize depth and authenticity over performance. And sometimes stepping back is what helps you reconnect to yourself and the way you want to share and create the most. Also, I will say that some experimentation may be required, and maybe you show up on multiple platforms that align with you. It's going to be different for everyone. But by asking those questions, it'll hopefully help you find the correct digital spaces for you to share and connect with your audience as authentically as possible. So I'd love for you to share your stories in the comments about your own social media journey. And is Instagram or any other platform helping you grow, or is it keeping you small, stuck, uninspired? You're not alone if you are feeling any kind of way. So many of us right now are rethinking what visibility and success really means for us. So regardless, I want to encourage you to define success and visibility on your terms, not the algorithms. Remember that these platforms are businesses built around capturing and maintaining attention while generating ad revenue. Some, more than others, are not designed with your creative well-being or personal well-being in mind. So it's up to you to protect that for yourself. Thank you so much for listening and sharing this space with me today. If you resonated with this episode or have suggestions for future topics, like this video and let me know in the comment section. Everything else you'd like to explore about my services or sign up to my newsletter can be found in the description box below. Until next time, my friend, stay curious, and we'll see you in the next episode.